Hey, how you doing, Tracy?
Hey! I'm making
And we are
Hey,
live.
it's Saturday. Saturday.
it's Saturday. It's
Me
time to slay. Time to
moments.
slay. Hey! Good morning, goddesses. How are you this morning?
Good
Happy
morning. Good
weekend.
morning.
Happy
Good
weekend.
morning.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Goddess, can you hear
Hello,
me? All right.
it's me. Okay, I'm done.
Woo-hoo. Mm. All right.
I'm going old school instead of
Oh, you are?
hello
School.
from the out. Okay, I'm done. I am really done this
Oh,
morning.
wow.
You
And
know,
look
back
at
to
this. We got
Marie.
Ruby saying hello. Grand Rising.
Grand
Woo!
Rising, Ruby
Woohoo!
Ruby.
I love it. I
Happy
love it.
Grand and risen.
weekend.
There we go. Grand and risen. I love
All
it.
right. Okay, now.
I love it. I love it. All right, y'all. Thank you for bearing with us this morning, y'all. When I say uh, we need y'all help for some things, we need y'all help for some things. We ain't just out here.
This was flag part two.
This is flag part two. This is a penalty. I had to throw a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play. In fact, you know what? I want to read y'all a little something.
Mm. Mm.
I want to read y'all a little
Something,
something from
something.
the Slate Bible. I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, y'all just
Let's
bear with
do
me.
it. Do it.
So this is I'm on page 9091, y'all. There go the Slate Bible. Bam! Right there.
Oh,
Right there. Wait, Ruby said I'm
Ruby.
finally on time, but Ruby, that's because we late, boo. We on our time though, so we on time. We all right. We all right. We all right. All
We
right. So
made
I'm
it.
about the middle of the page on page 90.
90.
Remember for Slay, aka your 18, acceptance, awareness, accountability, and authenticity. They converge and take flight here. After spending some time indulging them, you will have undoubtedly identified some things that support and some that oppose your future goals. These can be intrinsic or extrinsic in nature. Either way, we call the ones you oppose penalties. Think of it this way: if it is not for you, it is against you. If it is against you, it is a penalty. And if there's a penalty, there's a flag on the play. If there's a flag on the play, something has to be done to correct it. That's how it goes. Understand me. Slay essential number two is your all access pass to throw your flag and tag that ass. See, yes, sometimes that
Oh,
might happen, y'all.
oh.
Just like football, penalties are infractions or violations of the rules of the game. Anytime you recognize any such violations, you must throw a flag on the play. The degree of the infraction must also be determined in order to rule on the level of retribution required to suffice your inner goddess. In other words, you make the decision about how you want to clear the penalty. The keys to clearing penalties are to work one or two at a time, contemplate your options, and determine your desired outcome. You can then decide to do nothing at all or maybe give a warning. Just know that doing nothing is just as much of a decision as doing something. All right? So, we got to remove some penalties today, y'all. I know that the topic is not flag on the play, but there's some flags on this play that we're talking about today.
And our Ruby already knows what you're talking about. She already
Yeah,
said flag
flag
on
on the
the
play,
play.
baby. Flag on the
The
play.
play. And is it still fighting like a goddess? That's flag?
Flag. Fight
Okay.
like a goddess.
Yep.
Fight like a goddess. We getting
Fight.
in there. We gonna fight
Fight.
like a goddess. Yes, that's what we
Fight.
doing. Put them up. Put them up.
All right.
Back, right? But the topic today, we're going back to the issues of self hate because we said we wanted to do this self hate series as we are seeking the ultimate in self love. We have to explore its opposition and check ourselves to see if we have any penalties on this play, right? So that's what we're doing today. So today's topic is I am not my hair. But
Ooh,
girl, wait a minute.
I'm not.
I'm not my hair.
But
Right. So this is one of those topics that is very touchy. I was trying to see what else was out there. There are a few good things. There's one video that talks about how much we spend on our hair. We'll actually add that in over on the YouTube channel. So you have that link and take a look at that. Take a look at that. And let's start having this conversation. It comes up all the time. Good hair, bad hair. What's good hair? What's bad hair? I love the fact that we are now on this self discovery journey, so to speak, and a lot more people are going natural and doing their thing. But let's talk about the issue of hating. The hate piece is what I want to get to.
mm,
Do we hate ourselves because we doing all of those things? As my dad used to say, "Oh, it's you got your hair." Damn it. I just lost the thought that
no,
fast. Wait a
it
minute.
was
Fried, died, laid to the side. There you go. There you go.
him and went.
That's old school. That is definitely old
That's old
school.
school. That's daddy. That's daddy. Daddy used to say that. So, any thoughts or any feelings that come up as we start having this conversation? So, first of all, do we is there an underlying issue of self-hate when it comes to our hair?
That's a
What?
yes. That's a
That's
yes,
That's
yes,
that's
okay.
yes.
Okay. All right.
That's a
That's a yes.
capital yes.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, no, it's there. It's everywhere. And I think it's been there for centuries. I don't even think it's a new thing. And even the new acceptance, I'm suspicious of it because it's all tied in with, it's not truly because we being accepted. I think we accepting ourselves more in
Yeah.
terms of, we just like, the hell with that, in terms of really like spending so much time and so much money and being part of this journey of like, okay, this is ours, right? Just it's so much easier to just accept, not easier, but that fight is so much energy you spend on just
Yeah.
trying to please and trying to be the other thing, and then finally coming to yourself and be like, you know what, this natural way of being to me is just so much easier. Now, however you do that natural way, that's up to you. Like you get to decide how you do that, how you style it, how you discover it, and how you show up in that way. But also, don't forget, it's still the thing we talk about in terms of you fighting against something in place, in terms of trying to make you something you're not, something that's already pre-existing, that's not even part of your culture, your roots, who you want to be and who you want to become. And it's tied into money. That's why
Mm,
that article is amazing, because even with the natural being natural, it's tied with money. Like
yes.
people are
Mhm.
monetizing it. It's not even us who gained from being natural, wanting our natural beauty to be recognized. And then who's actually, appropriating a culture, a way of being, the different ways that we celebrate us, right? And it's even tied in with Black is beautiful or just Black is global. Like, who's capitalizing on that and making it a thing? It's not even us. We do it naturally among us, but who's really making money and getting wealthy off
That's right.
of that? Sometimes we think it's us because of the images we see, that they
And
can use images of us. But when you look, follow the money, it's really not us. We look at the
it's not.
image and we think it's us, and we look at social media, we think it's us, and it's truly not us, because we definitely create the culture, we definitely at the front of it, but when it comes to the dollars in terms of being paid for that, we are
Not
not there.
us.
We
And
are
it's
not there.
billions.
Yeah,
With a big
and
billions.
we control that in every market, whether it's the products, whether it's the hair itself,
Yep.
whether every accessories you can think of. And don't forget, it starts from babies up until, through the life cycle, that we really spend that money on that when you see the numbers. And so for us not to reap the benefit from the idea of it to truly gaining from it in terms of like the beauty aspect of it. And when you think of representation, right? Sometimes you see who's being appreciated, who's seen as beautiful because of the natural whatever. And you're like, seriously? That's what we're doing?
Right.
This is the person, when we've been doing this all along in terms of we were born this way for real. We did not go and add
I woke up like this.
accessories to this,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
So, but that's a
And
conversation to be had because we go looking for things we don't have, right? So we were born with the, with the kinky and the natural ways, and we're like, let me straighten this out. And you have somebody who's looking at us wanting it, and they go and get it, and they get rewarded and appreciated as the ultimate beauty. And here we are, literally being shunned and not seen as beautiful, just the way we are, right? So it's an interesting battle that we fight, since day one.
I would want to go ahead and, according to Essence.com, in 2018, the black hair care industry ranked uh, $2.5 billion is what black people back then was spending, and now that's estimated to go up to 4.2 billion.
Oh, we have doubled.
It's a big industry,
It's
and
huge.
it's huge. I will say this. I looked at what Ruby said in the chat. I started loving my hair when I stopped perming my hair, but child, it's the
Hmm.
grays that are disrespectful. I agree with you with that. I stopped perming my hair in 1990. No, no, it was 89. I did because my hair got short from perming it, and then I realized my hair naturally waved up naturally, and I was like, well, then what am I doing perming my hair? And my mom she kind of explained it to me. She said, when you were in the South and you didn't, if your hair wasn't combed, there were certain places that you couldn't get in. There were certain ways that people talked down to you.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, in the black church, it was a matter of, we dress up. We've been working the cotton fields all week, but on Sunday, we're going to figure it out how to, assimilate and look
Oh,
good
Sunday's
in
best.
church. So it goes back, yeah, our Sunday's best. So it goes back generations to just
Ooh,
kind of
it
that. And
does.
then Madam C.J. Walker, literally, she is one of the few people that I know of that she was the first black woman millionaire on black hair because she taught people how
Hmm.
to do, what was that? She created the press and comb and a few other
Yeah.
things and stuff. So it's great when we create these things for ourselves, but I think trying to straighten out our hair or perm our hair is kind of that weird assimilation into the white European
Absolutely.
thought of what beauty is. And in when I moved to New York and I would wear my hair natural, I always got compliments. My mom would be like, why ain't you combing your hair? You went to work looking like that? I'm like, Mom, this is accepted. Now you may not accept what I'm doing with my hair, but I'm not my hair.
I'm
I am the paralegal on this case. I am the secretary in this case. They ain't looking at my hair. They trying to figure out if I'm gonna help with these briefs.
Yeah.
They look at, well, some people didn't look at my hair.
Mm, yeah. They're always looking. They're always looking. That's the thing you have to realize. They're
And one of my
always looking.
favorite songs is India Ari. I'm not my hair. That was one of my
Right.
jams.
That's exactly what I was thinking about when I came up with the title. But
Hmm.
it's like I am not my hair, and we singing and
Hmm.
singing. But girl, we still feel the need to assimilate, to fit in, and so it's become the accepted thing to do. But we have to acknowledge, and that's why we're having this conversation, because we have to acknowledge that in part this is what we're doing to our hair is related to issues of self-hate. It's related to
Hmm.
slavery and us being brought over and then cutting our hair off and doing all of these different things, um, because it is our crown and glory, right? It is
Yeah.
our crown. It is our
The
crown.
crown, and it's both men and women, by the way, because I love that.
Absolutely.
I'm not. His name is escaping me now. That was in that video too, talking about Um,
Akon, was it Akon?
Akon, yeah, in terms of like who gets attention when his
And
hair
who
was this,
doesn't? Hmm.
yeah. And so, and it's the same idea. Like for me, I remember I loved my hair more when I took my braids off, and it was just like, like almost looking like Angela Davis or other people, where it was more curly, and I'm like, why can't he just stay this way? And I was afraid to even wash it because it was more
You like that
wild,
pattern?
right?
Yeah.
So that pattern was like more fun to keep it. And then of course, I think every time I change my hair, apparently my identity changed. So when it's
Oh, right.
braided, I'm like I could be African. When it's like a certain way, then I'm Jamaican. Then when it's this way, it's like I'm not really sure. When it's straight,
Right.
it's like,
And
are
it's
you
not
like French this? And I'm like French nothing. Like
right. And it's not just cultural either. It comes down to all kinds of it's attitudinal. I'm gonna say
yeah,
that. Because then, when I wear my hair in an afro, oh, I'm the girl with the attitude, or my
mm,
big afro puff, and people don't know how to take me walking onto a nursing floor or into a facility like,
yeah.
bam, this is who I am. Right. I remember going to I had a friend that she liked to travel, and every Christmas we go somewhere else to shop just before Christmas. And we went to Tennessee, and there was a thing called the American Idol, IDLE, y'all, IDLE, and it's a mystery theater. And I was in there with my little, afro, and they came over and they were like, "Oh, you look like you can sing."
Oh, oh.
Because I got Jill Scott was the big thing at the time, right? That was when she had her coming. So I'm like, baby, no, I don't. No, I don't sing. I know you think I do because I got my little.
No,
I'm looking like sunshine up in here, but
no.
no. But yeah, and it's very disheartening
Yeah, but
to.
it's perception, right? It's
It's
perception.
perception is everything.
And it happens like I mean for a long time, there was a time I wanted to be almost like reporter slash anchor, and I really believe like my hair had to be straight because all the people in the local channels, or even thinking of running for office, I felt like I needed the straight hair and the pearls.
And
The
the
combo
pearls.
had to happen. The pearls must happen. And there's a certain look that goes with certain careers, or to be
Yes.
seen as I could be at a certain level, or to even be how you received when you enter certain spaces and not to be treated a certain way. So it's the same for every room we entered, to be seen in the roles that we in, to be not seen as the help. Oh my God, that's the other one.
Oh,
Where sometimes
wow.
you're like, I'm the one in charge here. I'm the one who's doing X, Y, and
Exactly.
Z. I am not who you think I am based on the hair, based on your perception of who I am, based on where I sit, based on who you think I look like, right? And so a lot of time
Mhm.
you stand next to people and they assume you the whatever versus no, it's the reverse. It's the reverse. I am the one who you don't think I am. And so and a lot of time it's like it's all based on the surface and it's the hair, and sometimes people adjust, people
Mhm.
change who they are completely, including we're
Completely.
going back to it, colors, where we start wearing some grays and blues and black because you're like they're gonna take me more seriously if it's straight.
If
They're
I
gonna take
do
me
it
more
like that.
seriously if it's like pulled back. Like we had one person who's a public official who literally pulled her hair back because they would take her more seriously. Or and again, it's a gender thing. Sometimes we forget that men come in all packages and no one questioned their size, their width, their boldness, or whether they have hair or whatnot. It's like, what do they bring to the table? Whether they have hair, whether it's curly, straight, or shifted, if it's their hair or not their hair kind of situation, they still think they're worth being where they're at. They're worth being in their position. They're worth speaking,
They have
right?
some. There was a young man just recently. I don't know. I probably read it on social media somewhere, but he is a lawyer, and he has locks, and had to kind of pull them back. He's like, no, I'm going for this is mine. This is who I am. I'm clean. This is there's nothing dirty about it. It's not I'm not my hair. Damn it. Basically,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
there
basically.
have been
So
what
some
it's
shocking things
everywhere.
that happen to our
yeah, and what
children.
I oh, one thing I wanted to mention is that it's scary that it has to come from outside of us to kind of, or not necessarily outside of us, but just to kind of let other people know that if we wear our hair natural, if we wear our hair different, it is socially acceptable. I want to mention the pioneering Vogue editor Andre Leon Talley. He was someone that edited and one of the few black faces at Vogue and a few other places, but he's the one that kind of stood up and said, "Look, we need to have black representation on in Vogue." And other places as well. And it's a shame that it takes like that one person to just kind of fight for kind of that representation. And Essence was started.
Mm.
The magazine was started, and it was a rare thing to see black women with their afros and braids at the time, you know, with beads. And we're talking like the 70s. I think that's when Essence got started. And also just and Ebony and Jet. There was a fashion show. It was a big deal to
Oh
see a
yeah.
fashion show full of black women. And a lot of the complaint was, how come everyone's hair is looking straight? Let's have the afro. And this is just after the Black Panther movement and in other ways like that. So to be able to be represented in, I want to say, the mass media, we have to take control of the narrative of what the hair
Absolutely.
represents and change it and say, no, I am a lawyer, I am the doctor, I am the writer, I am the podcaster. It
That's
is, you don't put me in a box because you see my hair. Don't do
Yeah.
that. And you,
right.
it's great that we're able to speak up, and I'm grateful for people that were in spaces like that, like Andre Leon Talley, to just kind of fight for us to say, no, 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 let's have representation.
Yeah, I think the mass media, but also the workplace and our schools,
Hmm.
because don't
Yeah.
forget our kids.
Oh,
And I've seen some horrible things happen to kids where I've seen situation in the news
yes.
where they would cut the child's hair because oh they
Hmm.
can't play sports because that's not appropriate or it doesn't look right or the way our girls are treated because this is not supposed to be this way. And that's one of the, even our in our jobs, like people have
Right.
lost jobs because
Right.
oh this is not appropriate. And that's the reason we have the Crown Act that's in the works right now in terms of you are
Yeah.
discriminated against, like
Hmm.
literally your livelihood is as risk because someone think your hair is not right, therefore you can be fired, you can be mistreated, and they find that to be just cause for you not to be working when
Right.
you're still performing and doing your job. And somebody could probably complain and say, oh this doesn't look right, this is not professional,
It's
right?
not
Can you imagine your
it's
look is
right.
not professional,
Not
as if
professional.
that
Mm,
was part of the job description, you have
yeah.
to look a certain way.
Well, should you be here being black? I don't know. That's kind of the comment that I always think. Like, you think that I don't have the education or the masters or the
Simply based on hair.
bachelors or whatever I've gone to school. Unfortunately, not necessarily at a a historically black college, but at a white college, and
But I'm
say, hey,
educated.
I'm educated.
Mhm,
I've
mhm.
I've gotten the work experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've jumped through all the hoops like a circus pony,
Sometimes more. Yeah.
sometimes more. And you're gonna let something like my hair keep me back from getting a promotion or getting the
Yeah.
job, or you're gonna look down on me, or you're gonna criticize my child that I send to school and say, well, I'm gonna do dreads. Well, no, the dreads look nasty. Don't project your insecurity of hair onto my child or onto me. Don't
Mm.
do that. You disrespect me when you do that. Oh, I'm sorry, I went there. I'm sorry.
Woo, woo.
Right.
I had a flashback. Okay.
You're like,
Help me, Jesus. Help me,
well,
Lord.
that's the truth. You're like, okay, now
It's so true,
it's
though.
true.
Like, come on now. Come
Hmm.
on.
Yeah.
But
True.
so first, though, we have to accept where we are with it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love my hair color. I do. I love different things. It might be red, it might be orange, it might be blonde, depending on how I'm feeling. I don't know. Every now and again, I go back to my brownish red. Yes, yes, yes. They are intimidated by locks, Auntie Joyce. Yeah, she said I have locks, and others are intimidated by them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They perceive you to be a certain way,
Yep.
just like me and my afro. They perceive, but I could do this style, and they go, "Oh, girl, your hair's so cute." Yeah, it's cute when I wear it in my afro too. What is your problem?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't comb my hair and just wanted to,
It's the same hair. That's the
it's
funny part. It is the
the
same hair.
same thing. It just It is
different
right,
style, different texture that day, based on the mood, based on how you feel like.
right. But
Yeah.
we are still, it goes back to that idea that we are made to feel less than because of
Mhm.
our hair. So many
Mhm.
of us do conform to European styles, and we out there pulling ours back. You braid it all up, they sewing it in, now they linking it in because they got all these little tips and stuff that you can put in. And I know because people in my family are making big dollars off of doing
Mhm.
hair, off of
Mhm.
putting in, the straight, whatever other thing they got going on, right? So Ruby says, let's get even deeper. I know people that cut their daughters' pretty thick long hair as a form of punishment. Ooh, oh, that ain't right.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Mm-mm.
not right.
Wow, that's not right at all. And think about what type of unfortunate psychological damage you might be doing to that daughter.
Here's my thing. What type of unfortunate psychological damage do you have that you inflicted that upon your daughter? Now we could go down that road
But
because
that's
it's
still a
something
projection. That's still a
That's a
projection,
projection.
though.
Yes, exactly.
wrong.
Exactly.
So,
That's a projection.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So there's something within the person that's doing that. You baby, get on the self-love train. Get you a book, start with your Slay Bible. Come on now. We have to go there. We have to go there. I'm so grateful to y'all for having this conversation with me
woo. So
Mhm.
we'll
and not
put the
shying
links.
away from it. Not shying away from it.
Yeah, I think put the links for that knowledge in there. The
Definitely.
article and the Crown Act, I think people need
The
to know,
Crown
and then some
Act.
other things. And there are people who've been fighting for this. Like, I mean, when you think about it, there are public people dealing with it. So imagine us who are not like the
Mhm.
well-known folks with access and wealth who can fight this that way, right? And to me, that's another flag, right? Because we got to fight it. It can't be something where some of us, again, because you risk literally losing your job or losing so many things because you don't want to question that person. And
Yeah.
there are people in power who do this. And that's why, again, I think they all go together. I think seeing images, I've been seeing more commercials and more ads and more, just again, more images and representation of us,
Real images and
real
representation.
images.
Because they like
Again,
to do the ones with the wavy hair and that, I'm like, okay, that's still not an afro,
yeah,
right? Still not an
right.
afro puff. It's still not, some of the certain kind of braids that we wear. These are things that they're natural to us, but you want to act like, this is the only, ooh, and put her next to a black man, I mean, a white man. It's our family right here. Like all these different pieces and parts that's going on. I'm like, are y'all watching this? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to see it as young as the cartoons, the Disney stuff, like it needs to start young, young. Like to see it on the cereal boxes, to see it in the
Yes.
animations, to see it in the video games, like when they start really early. Like
To
even
see the
now we're
cute little
seeing all
babies
these
on the
the
diaper
babies.
boxes.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some new animations that I'm seeing where when the kids see themselves, when they're looking, they're like, oh my God, that looks exactly
Yeah.
like me with their hair, the glasses and stuff. Like I saw a story where this little girl looked, and I think it's the one that's like a Spanish speaking animation that just came out. I don't know if it's in Kento or one of, and it was just beautiful. She looks and it's like, this looks just like me. And I think that's beautiful. And it has to start early. And it's also the books. It's also everything. It's the song, it's the music, it's everywhere they're gonna see themselves. And
Mm.
the idea that we exist in every space and the images has to be that. It cannot be every February. It cannot wait until
Right.
it's like
And we
March
are
with my sister.
beautiful in every space.
Every
You are
space.
beautiful as you are. This
And
is
globally too, by the way, in every
yes. Oh, I know
language.
it's a global issue.
It
It's a
is.
global issue.
And I wanted to go ahead and recognize Marie has placed in the chat the website for the Crown Act, and it actually stands for Creating a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. You can sign the petition, and I
Yes.
believe Dove in the
Yes,
National
it's a
Urban League,
sponsor.
and they're all sponsoring that .org. There we go. The Crown Act .com. There you go. And
Yeah.
Ruby said, yeah, while working in a doctor's office, she got reported for having her hair half done.
Oh
and they
Lord.
had to send a picture to her recruiter. What?
She said I was fly. I was fly,
I
but
don't,
they said my hair was half done. Right?
I don't understand that.
Mm, that
Because
makes
they
no
I'm
don't
not
sense.
my
understand.
hair.
They don't understand. I'm not
Mm-mm,
my hair.
mm-mm.
Can I just do my job, please, while I'm here? Can I just do my job, please?
Can you imagine being brought in for something like this as if like I'm not performing my work?
Well, how
Mhm.
about all of the other issues that we have going on in the workplace, and you want to talk about my hair?
You're
No,
focusing on the wrong things.
And that's
that's right.
acceptable.
That's
That's
right. And
acceptable.
that's acceptable. And I have to say that although I'm happy about the Crown Act and moving forward with things because that's how we have to do things in our country.
Mhm.
But it kind of pisses me off. We really got to go there. We really have to have legislation
Yep.
around every damn thing,
Yes.
including our hair.
Indeed. Yes, you must.
Mm.
This is
Reparations.
America.
Woo,
This is
Reparations.
America. Okay?
Fair reparations.
This is America. That's where you
yet
at.
again. Yes, I know
Recognize
where
where you at.
I'm at. Right.
But that's the fact. I mean, that's the fight. Like everything has to be a fight. So if we don't do it, who will?
This
And
is
and
true.
and we've been doing it, and we just have to do it the way where it's gonna be recognized. And don't forget, a lot of things have to be done legally, especially when we think of our children, for example, the stuff that has been done where people don't get checked and where people don't get penalized. This is where the people need to be penalized for their behaviors. So they know it's
Absolutely.
wrong because all children and adults are getting traumatized for
Mhm.
things people haven't dealt with and projecting on us on top of everything else that we have to deal with. That's
Yeah,
not
Right.
acceptable. And
it
we
is.
have to fix it on top of that, by the way, on top of everything else. We have
Right.
to educate you, fix it, and then deal with it on top of everything.
Right.
On top
So
of everything.
On
true.
So
top.
On
we
top
have
of it
got
all,
to we have to call out the flag, which
woo,
is fight
we
like a
have to throw
goddess.
our flag. The
We got to
flags
throw
have
the
been
flag
thrown. Right. So now
and
it's time
defend
for us
our
to free the
hair.
penalties. Right.
Lord.
Free our hair, free the goddess within, all of that. All of that.
Mm-mm.
Woo! Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. So there are some flags on the play. If you are
Mhm.
able to do something about it, clear some flags, um, get in there for, first of all and sign the Crown Act, the petition that's going around. Definitely do that. See, there's little things that we can do. And those little things involve us fighting like a goddess. And if this is your area and you'd like to come on the show and talk to us a little bit more about it, we'd love to have you here. In the meantime, we got to go because we are heading over to
Before
the
we go, I want to mention too,
club.
before we
Yes. Come on.
go.
Come on. Before
Now,
we.
I've heard many people, you've heard through the grapevine, you know who I'm channeling now, that people are enjoying all this stuff we're doing, right?
Mhm.
What I'm hoping for, show some love for me moments. Show some love. Okay. So Tracy can say more in terms of if you want all this to continue, like we need your support. And we're gonna be sharing ways you can show your love so we can continue bringing this on, bringing these great topics where we can have multiple series. We can talk about this for hours and days in
Yes.
multiple series about these topics that we know they're close and dear to your heart. So definitely click and like and continue sharing, but also finding ways to support and invest in me moments so we can continue
Yes.
doing these things
Yeah.
multiple times a week, multiple days, so we can keep doing them for you and making sure that we are represented because we don't see this every day.
No, we don't.
Exactly.
We
Exactly. And
don't.
we need to.
Yeah.
We need to, whether it's us, the next people, all of that, but we need to. And I will say that it is very difficult. When we have limitations right now, and we are, as we're on this journey of self love, it's like, no, there are no limits, but there are no limits when we work together to get some things done. So I would love for you to just, support us in any way you can. You can go to Me Moments in the Morning, the podcast, and definitely support us there. And there is no amount that you can give. And yes, I'm gonna put it out there. Yes, we need some money to keep some shit going. Okay, let me just say it like that. I love y'all. I love what I do. I know they think I'm crazy because they're like, "Oh my God, we just never know what she's gonna say."
Ah, Lord. Okay.
But I'm tired of pretending like the damn elephant ain't in the damn room. That big
The
ass
elephant is here.
right
The
here.
elephant is here. It's here.
Yeah, all of that, all of that. So if you want more of this, we got to have what we need. The equipment is needed, in order to elevate and move. And I'm not even talking about just me moments in the morning. I'm talking about all of the spaces and all of the black people that are out there
Mm,
doing wonderful things that you love. Let's support us,
yeah.
right? Boom, black owned and operated movement. I'm putting it out there right now. We are black owned and operated. We are not a white owned
In women
that put
owned.
black people in front of you.
Women
Women,
owned.
start with the women, please. Women, black women owned. Can I say that then, Marie? Is
You
that
Yes, you
okay?
can.
can. You can. Go
You
ahead. Go
can.
ahead, girl. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You
Put the
can.
women in there. Boom, wow, boom, women, boom. What do you want me to say?
You are.
Damn.
Bam, boom, wow.
All
But
of
yeah,
it.
so yeah, and these are conversations that we have to continue. So
All of
whatever you're
it.
doing to support us would be greatly appreciated. And I'm saying doing because I know you're already there, baby. I know you're already there, and we love and appreciate you for any and everything that you do. And we thank you for joining us yet again this morning for Me Moments in the Morning. Sending you so much love and light, and go out and slay your day. Slay your day. Happy Self Love Saturday.
Here we
Mwah.
go.
All right.